Hi there Walking Dead fans, this is Skids from Flap1313 bringing you another video review, and this time I'm bringing you the Walking Dead series for action figures, and we're starting with Carl Grimes. So this is an actual interesting figure. It's smaller than the rest. I will be giving size comparisons at the very end of the Series 4 reviews. When we've got all of them reviewed, I'll show them all off. But this guy's pretty small, but he's not. You know, it matches everyone, and you wouldn't expect him to be adult-sized. But he comes just like this, really. There are a few little mini accessories and all that sort of stuff which you can put with your rest of your figures. Really cool articulation. You know, you got brilliant articulation for some cool poses. All of it moves, all that sort of stuff. Pretty cool sculpting, I'd have to say. Probably it's a really cool representation of the clothes he's wearing. This is from Series 3. There's the up close of his head, which isn't that bad. Certain places you can see it, certain places not, but it's really pretty cool. He's even got freckles, which are pretty, or marks on his face, little, it's not spots, but it's freckles. Pretty cool. His hair's growing, as every single character in The Walking Dead's hair is growing. But there he is, you know, pretty cool. Actually, I have to say, the t-shirt under here is, I think it's been the same since Series 1, I believe, seeing it in Series 1. Might not have appeared in Series 2, but it was in Series 1, the dog paw print shirt. This bit is sort of flexible. I wouldn't be surprised if you could probably mod that and take that off slightly and maybe give him a different pose. But interesting. His hands are pretty cool. Sort of dirtied up slightly. All this articulation is pretty awesome. You know, you've got some really cool stuff. You can get him to hold guns and all that sort of stuff, even though this figure actually doesn't come with any guns. However, speaking of accessories, I don't think you could have a Carl without having his signature, well, I say his, Rick's hat, but this is Carl's because the little star has come off here. But really cool, you can sort of hold it in your own little hands. You get like a little mini diorama as if you have his hat, and as far as I know, you probably could put it in his hand if you wanted him to hold the hat. Just by moving his fingers slightly, you could probably, yeah, there we go, you could get him to hold the hat. As if it's like, I give this to you, Judith. Take it, Judith, it's not mine anymore. I wonder if that'll happen. Maybe when Judith, well, I say when, if Judith grows up. The Walking Dead is harsh. But who knows, maybe she gets this hat. But it's been especially moulded. You could see it's not exactly perfectly round, but it's been moulded to go on his head. And just giving it a good sort of push does secure it in place, and then you can have Carl with the hat. And I have to say, I much prefer Carl when he has the hat on. It just looks a bit better. Now, I think you might remember, if you have seen my Series 5 review, in particular, I think it was Glenn, I talked about a butter knife. There it is, the butter knife. It's not a knife, come on, it's not even sharp. It's just, I mean, you've got a little holdy bit there, which actually does look pretty knife-like. But the top bit here is rounded. I mean, I get it for, like, safety reasons, but, you know, it's still a bit pointy, but it's not, like, it's rounded. So it's not a butter knife. And even, sorry, it is a butter knife, but it's not a proper knife. And even this is sort of, like, shaped to look like it's quite sharp. Now, that just pops in there. And there's the little clips around there which actually clip around the first set of hand holes, or whatever you'd like to call them. So there's two accessories, and the last accessory, which is pretty awesome, seeing as he does get it in Series 3, is the medic bag sort of thing. He just comes back with a load of bandages, and in here, they are in there. Can't exactly open this up. It's just a bit of hard plastic, to be honest. There's nothing in here. There's a little bit of squidgy down there. But you could see inside, the lighting is, you could probably see the little cap up the top. There's some bandages in there. But if you really want him to, he can sort of hold it, but it does make him very top heavy. I just like to sort of display it next to him, or even think of this as a bag of supplies, because you know, it's pretty cool from there, just looking at it like it's a bag of supplies, grab it, and what's in there? Nothing! Fresh air! But of course, with Series 5, we had Tyrese, and Tyrese actually came with this gun, and it's meant to go with Carl, so let's put it in Carl's hand. Now, he doesn't exactly have a trigger hand, which is obvious, because this wasn't actually moulded for it. You can get him to hold it, and, you know, from down where it is now, it does look pretty awesome, you know, to have him with a gun rather than holding the butter knife, because obviously you can't have the guns coming out with kids. I mean, what would happen if Judith came out with a nuke? I mean, it's not gonna go down well with certain businesses and all that. But you can have Carl with the gun pointed. You can have it down. I sort of just like to have it down, if not pointed at someone. But he can have his silenced gun like that, which is pretty awesome. There he is, just up close. There's the gun in his hand. There's the bag. It's awesome, awesome. But yeah, there we go. If you haven't already heard, Carl is definitely one of my favourites. I know it's a bit of a discussion as to whether or not some people like his character, and I think throughout the seasons he's definitely got a lot better, and I can't wait to see him and other characters develop. Bob is actually starting to become quite a character that I'd like to, you know, become more interested in. I think the top dog for me is Daryl, but they're climbing up, you know. But there we go. So there's Carl Grimes, or Grims, or Grimes, or Grimsy, and his medic bag with all his accessories. So really cool figure. If you can pick him up because he's ideal next to his father, especially when Series 6 is coming out. There's some interesting stuff coming there. But there we go. So we'll see you in the next Walking Dead little figure review. But for now, I'll see you then, and goodbye.